भवसागर तारन कारण है, रविनंदन वंदन कंदन है। शरणागत किंकर वीतमने, गुरुदेव दया कर दीन जने। हृदि कंदर तामस भास्कर है, तुमि विष्णु प्रजापति शंकर है। पर ब्रह्म परात पर वेद बने, गुरुदेव दया कर दीन जने। मन बारन शासन अंकुश है, नर त्राण तरे हरि चकुश है। गुणगान परायण देवगणे, गुरुदेव दया कर दीन जने। कुल कुंडलिनी घुम भंजक है, हृदि ग्रंथि विदारन कारक है। मम मानस चंचल रात्रि दिने, मम मानस चंचल रात्रि दिने। गुरुदेव दया कर दीन जने। रिपुसूदन मंगल नायक है, सुख शांति बरा भयदायक है। त्रयताप हरे तब नाम गुने, गुरुदेव दया कर दीन जने। अभिमान प्रभावरि मर्द कहे, गोटिहीन जने चित शंकर है। चित शंकर प्रभु धाम गुने, गुरुदेव दया कर दीन जने। तब नाम सदा शुभ साधक है, पतिता धम मानव पावक है। महिमा तब गोचर शुद्ध मने, गुरुदेव दया कर दीन जने। जय सद्गुरु ईश्वर प्रापक है, भवरोग विकार विनाशक है। मन जैन रहे तब श्री चरणे, मन जैन रहे तब श्री चरणे। गुरुदेव दया कर दीन जने, गुरुदेव दया कर दीन जने। गुरुदेव दया कर दीन जने, गुरुदेव दया कर दीन जने। गुरुदेव दया कर दीन जने। Om. Devotees, welcome this morning. Sorry about that. I got disturbed a little and I missed the verse. But the verse goes like this. Abhimana prabhavari marda kahe, गोतिहीन जने तुमि रक्षक है। चित शंकित वंचित भक्ति रने, गुरुदेव दया कर दीन जने। Om. This is a very powerful bhajan. It's a flagship bhajan of Bharat SEVASHRAM. And for those who are not familiar with the language, O adorable Gurudev, you help one to cross the ocean of worldliness and unshackle the bonds of death. Please have mercy on me, O Gurudev. O Gurudev, you dispel the darkness of the innermost caves of the human heart, as it with the glow of the sun. You are the same as Vishnu, Brahma and Shankara, Shiva, and are not different from the Brahman that the Vedas proclaim as beyond the senses. You restrain the uncontrollable minds of your disciples, your devotees. You have taken the visible form of a human being to save other fellow beings like Lord Hari did several times. The gods and goddesses continue to praise you all the time. You awaken the primal energy of Kundalini to the advantage of the disciples' spiritual progress and are not the bondage of the heart, please be kind to me. You destroy all the inclinations to wrongs in your disciple's life and lead them to the fulfillment so that they can attain peace, happiness, and stability. All kinds of misery, be it they physical, mental, or spiritual, disappears if one utters your name with all devotion. You cast aside the effect of egoism of the disciple's mind, and you protect one who has lost his way in life. Please have compassion on me. My mind is tense with worries. Please have compassion on me. Your name leads one to glory. You purify the lowest of the low, as purest gold is processed in fire. Your splendor transfers the mind to the most where hearts are pure. Please have mercy on me, Gurudev. You help one attain God. You cure one of the sickness of worldly attachments. Let your glory prevail in everyone's heart. Let my mind be freed. Let my mind tied to your lotus feet. Would you please be kind to me? Bless me, O Gurudev. What a beautiful bhajan this is. And this morning I want to give you the blessings of the Acharya Dev. He's the one that's causing everything. You know, human effort has to be there. And what it means that we always have to be wanting to be in a relationship with God. In this time of COVID, it's very important that we stay at the feet of the Lord. You know, in the ashram, BHARAT, SEVASHRAM, SANGHA, monks have the rules that they have to follow. And these rules, they might apply to you also when you see how powerful they are for the householders. And it's called the Sangha Vivek, discrimination for the Sangha monks. And Acharya, they would have asked the question and give the answer. How does the spiritual life of the Sangha monks become degenerated? And the answer is, 1, by mutual quarrel. 2, adverse criticisms against one another. 3, harboring feeling of hatred and malice among Sangha monks themselves. D, distrust, derision, and want of mutual cooperation. What are the real sins of the Sangha monk? And he would have given the answer. Doing anything undesirable or not sanctioned by the Sangha Lord, the Guru. Disobedience to the behest of the Sangha Lord, the Guru. Following one's own whims and hobbies. Having forgotten and forsake the morals and ideals enjoined by the Sangha Lord. To indulge in the thoughts of the secular objects of the outer world without paying any heed to the high spiritual ideals and ideas of the Sangha. To consider oneself as a common, worldly, ordinary person, weak and inert, forgetting his power and indifferent to the lofty prestige and immense spiritual wealth of the Sangha. How does the life of a selfless Sangha monk get spoiled? By forsaking discrimination and dispassion, by indulging in sensuality and anger, by disobeying the teachings and the directions of the Sangha Lord, in whose spiritual grace he has taken shelter. What are the best principles, the be-all and end-all of a life of renunciation, discrimination and dispassion? Question: how to achieve discrimination and dispassion? To meditate incessantly on death and on the self. To think always that I have given up my hearth and home and have embraced the life of renunciation. I am to live a life of self-control and self-discipline, but subduing the passions. I have been devoted to the vow of observing simplicity and spotless purity, and banishing out of my heart all sort of evil propensity and crookedness. Then why shall I be a dupe of passions, lust, and anger? I shall try, even at the cost of my life, to justify my life of rigid dispassion by destroying bit by bit, all at every moment, these evil thoughts and sinful tendencies. Well, this is the highest of ideal for Swamijis. But devotees, you householders also have to follow rules, and they are pretty much in the same line with this, with some adjustments. Because without rules and attachment, for instance, Swami Parameshananda was taught the brotherhood of monks. The real power of the Sangha is when the brotherhood sticks together and look out for the well-being of others. Just like a family in these times of stress, that families, husbands and wives, fathers and mothers, have to look to keep the children intact when we have to the remote learning, can't go into classrooms. This is when the family unit has to be very strong, because if it's not strong, what will happen? There will be a breakdown. And this is what we're seeing now. I'm getting a lot of calls that, there's alcoholism is going on, there's fighting in the family. And this, we have to strengthen it. And Swami Parameshananda was very keen on that. At this time, I would like to say that, we all have the power to lift ourselves. Welcome again to Mandir this morning. And I see some nice people are coming all the time. I want to say a shout out to Christy Shaw Tulsi in Trinidad. She always joins. And I see Anandita Day is on, Bharati Lal, and Arun Chauhan. Thanks for being here, and there's so many of you are looking on, and I want to send blessings to you, because you take the time, you have that desire to lift yourself up. And other people, we want to get them more in this thinking. This morning is a very foggy day in New York, Jamaica, Queens. You could see that we can hardly see the sun is not coming out today. Well, it's blocked by the fog. But, fog is just something is like an illusion to blocking the sun. But we know it's there. Let us chant mantras, Gayatri mantra. Om Bhura Bhuva Swaha Tat Savitur Varenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Nah Prachodayat. Om Bhura Bhuva Swaha Tat Savitur Varenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Nah Prachodayat. Om Bhura Bhuva Swaha Tat Savitur Varenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Nah Prachodayat. Adorations to Surya Narayan, and welcome to Mandir, for where we have Mother Earth. We have water, fire, in the sun, air, and space. And this Mandir, it's so beautiful that we can be here. Imagine you being a sadhu, sitting in the caves or being in the jungle and doing a meditation. This morning, do that, and let us do some chanting to Lord Shiva. Om Sri Guru Shivaya Namaha. 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 Ashram is changing. That in the olden days, that there were direct disciples of Guru Maharaj. They had that spiritual power, and that power disseminated. But as we go further and further, less people, monks are joining, less are joining to the ashram. Why? Because there's changing times. So we have to, the brotherhood has to be very strong now. And there's so many ashrams to be run. And one of the danger is that when one monk is sitting in one ashram all the time, there is a definite, a little of the worldly life will get into you. That's why every year I make sure I go to Kolkata for Marg Purnima or be with brother monks for that time, because then you would have re-established and reinforced the spiritual life. Because if we stay away too long, this is not a good thing. And one of the emphasis now in ashram that the governing body, they're paying attention for each individual monk, that make sure that he is comfortable, because without monks, ashrams cannot be that powerful. They cannot serve the community. That's why it's necessary that householders should come forward and take the reign of Milan Mandirs and be very cooperating in ashrams. And this is a call that I'm making to you all householders, that come forward. It's your time to really step up to the plate and take your responsibility. Because, you know, with mass media and everything like that, the guru, the phone has become the guru. So we have to cope with the changing times. And we're sending blessings, and we're asking Gurudev to guide us in these times so that we can be successful, all of society. And this morning I bring his blessings to you and hope that you will be having a beautiful day, and blessings. Hari Om, Shanti, Shanti, Hari Om.